Well, the U.S. tackled a number of issues surrounding defense and border security over the past year. Here's a look back at some of the most notable events.
The Trump administration took 2018 head-on, unveiling a major shift in military strategy to secure our nation. After almost 2 decades, growing threats from Russia and China took priority over the fight against terrorism.
So we will continue to prosecute the campaign against terrorists that we're engaged in today, but great power competition, not terrorism, is now the primary focus of U.S. national security.
Also in January, President Trump announced the signing of a crucial order during his State of the Union address.
To re-examine our military detention policy and to keep open the detention facilities in Guantanamo Bay.
And the following month, he proposed a significant increase in military spending.
Our military was totally depleted, and we will have a military like we've never had before.
In March, President Trump departed Washington and headed west to inspect prototypes of his long-promised southern border wall.
You know, for the people that say no wall, if you didn't have walls over here, you wouldn't even have a country. You wouldn't even have a country.
Weeks later, the unchecked flow of illegal immigrants into the U.S. prompted a tougher response from the White House.
The president has directed that the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security work together with our governors to deploy the National Guard to our southwest border to assist the Border Patrol.
Already bolstering a dominant presence on land, air, and sea, the Trump administration aimed for the stars and in the summer announced the creation of a Space Force as the 6th military branch.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space.
Also, calls by the president for increased military spending by NATO members appear to finally pay off.
Just since last time President Trump was here in Brussels at the NATO meeting last May, European allies and Canada have added $41 billion extra for defense funding.
Keeping with his promise, the president gave the green light for a more than $700 billion defense spending bill, which included a pay raise for troops and authorized hundreds of ships, tanks, and aircraft. In September, U.S. forces in Afghanistan confirmed the death of the head of ISIS in the country, Abu Sayyad Arakci, progress which the commander-in-chief touted while meeting with his Polish counterpart.
We have eradicated ISIS in a very large area of the Middle East. These are people that will not be coming here. While
troops engaged in missions abroad heading into fall, tensions mounted closer to home. The escalating migrant crisis resulted in more troops sent to reinforce the southern border. As the year comes to an end, the battle over the president's wall persists.
The president's asked every one of his cabinet secretaries to look for funding that can be used to protect our borders and give the president the ability to fulfill his constitutional obligation to protect the American people by having a secure border. So we're looking at the other options. In the meantime, we'll see what the Senate does, and we'll let you know when we have an announcement on that front.
And the vision for Space Force is also making strides.
President Trump will direct the Department of Defense to establish a combatant command that will oversee all our military activities in space.
Also, the president surprised the world by announcing the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Syria.
I've been president for almost 2 years, and we've really stepped it up, and we have won against ISIS. We've beaten them, and we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land, and now it's time for our troops to come back home.
Soon after the announcement, this.
President Trump announces Defense Secretary James Mattis is retiring. In a tweet just moments ago, the president said, with distinction, General Mattis will step down from his role in February.
Just hours later, White House officials signaled President Trump is bringing home half of the roughly 14,000 troops in Afghanistan in an apparent effort to fulfill one of his campaign promises.
We should rebuild our country, and we should also, by the way, reduce our $16 trillion in debt. Let's get with it. Get out of Afghanistan. We've wasted billions and billions of dollars, and more importantly, thousands and thousands of lives.
Despite challenges, the Trump administration saw a number of successes both on and off the battlefields, at home and abroad. Although it remains to be seen what 2019 will bring, our men and women in uniform will be there to support the president every step of the way. Jennifer Franco, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.